Yeah, look, I told the guys this morning when we get back in that how proud I am of them, coming from the Cincinnati game and the response. That's what I was most happy with how we started that game, and then probably how we finished it 100 minutes later against a good team in their building, where they've been unbeatable almost, winning 4 in a row. We knew we'd be challenged on the day, and our guys met the demand. So, we know we got to get right back to work. But for what it's worth, the 48 hours or so that the guys get to feel the joy of a victory, we never get too high, but it's important that they feel that emotion together. So, for that, I'm really happy with this last one.
It was a total effort, defensively, offensively. You had guys like wingers tracking back. It wasn't just the back line this time, but what was it about the defensive effort from the whole group that clicked this time?
Well, listen, the players know what I know, and what I know is because I watch the best teams in the world. And we'll watch it today, in Champions League. You can't do it if it's 7-8 guys defending. Not us, not the way we need it to be, if it's ever going to be sustainable. So, seeing Omir and Kevin on the day meet the winger demands of coming back into the game and recovery runs and defending the wide areas, and then also ready to do what they really like to do, which is attack. That's it has to be that team effort. The 2 strikers on the day, it made us dangerous, but their ability to come back and help us, second balls and defend and start our attacks by being close to the action was so important. So it's with us, it's always going to be a team effort. When we're at our best, that's what it'll look like. Then we have a chance. If it slips even 5%, we lose everything. They know that, and I know it.
You were telling us just now that it's one thing to ask the team to do it, it's another thing for them to do it, but now that they're doing it and it's working, just how much confidence does that give you and the rest of the team, just the harmony that we're kind of seeing?
Look, it's really important, but it's still so important that we, in our DNA, becomes, again, oftentimes I'm just watching and learning from the best teams and coaches. And that could be in our league, it could be around the world. But that when the whistle blows, and that means for training, especially for training, but on match day, that we know how to ramp it up. And I don't know what that means to you guys, but if you have this ability to ramp it up on game day, and then that becomes the norm. So yeah, you can be lighthearted, you can enjoy training, but when the whistle blows out there, it is game on. And you can see that it's becoming of who we are, that we know our roles, the players are clear on what they do, we hold them to it, starting to hold each other more accountable. But on those days, yes, that it's not easy, and I know that, but they start to experience, oh yes, they're ramping up. I understand from the start of a game, right? So we were talking early on, guys, we have a good start, we got to finish stronger. And now we're trying to extend these periods of time that we just can be more online and more engaged.
I think one of those guys that has been doing that well lately is Calvin Harris, whether he's starting or coming off the bench. Just what do you like most about the way, either way that he's able to come in and produce?
Listen, I have my, we say like the eye of my brain, that other eye on some of the fringed actions going around me. We made not too many changes from the last game, right? So Calvin is on the losing end initially, right? He doesn't start the game. We bring Omir in. But to see Calvin's engagement on the day, to see his week-long preparation, to see the energy he had on the sideline, and then to come into the game, I'm not surprised that he comes in and bang. He's a defensively, he's very clear. He's connected in all ways defensively. And in attack, he's a threat. And it just looked like a mature 20, 25, whatever minute performance. Of course, he helps us get that second goal, right? He runs forward, he counter-presses, wins it, lays off a good one to Cole. Thank you very much. But I was really happy. I'm watching that stuff. And then what about Omir? Omir, he's at home in front of the family. He couldn't have been happy we took him off. He was the first guy standing. I look behind, he's cheering the guys on, off his chair, rooting guys. So you start to see these things that you can't. It's not a magic button, but you're hoping that the culture and that we're in it together, that togetherness, in little ways, I think that makes differences in teams. So that yes, from the start, off the bench, can't be easy for Wayne Frederick. Looking for minutes, doesn't get them, but these guys are in on it together, and it's really important for any team.
Go ahead.
Have you seen your management style change from when you went to the United Kingdom and back here from Toronto?
My management style, no. Like I'm still about coaching the individual, setting high demands, getting to know my players, asking a lot, demanding a lot, but loving a lot. I've always been that way, but listen, I would say I'm the most comfortable I've ever been. And maybe experiences from being at Manchester United, maybe it helps you in these ways. Managing other types of players, personalities, comfortable being uncomfortable at times, like just thrown in it at a high level. How could I say that didn't help me and makes me somewhat different? But my management style, no. I've learned from my other coaches too. Chris Little, having guys like this around me, has different skill sets, different training methods and moments. So a same philosophy and style of play, but I'm trying to learn from my coaches. You know, Neil Emblin, Chris Little, Sharpie, Ian Sarakin. I'm the one deciding and making decisions, but I ask a lot of questions and I listen a lot. So listen, I continue to grow and I continue to learn. So I would say that I've progressed myself, but my management style, I'm much of who I've always been.
And then egos are a big part of being a coach at a professional level. How do you feel like that is in this? Are the players coachable more in this team?
I have a coachable team, and I credit my organization, Porig Smith, Porig and Fran. They've given me a roster. We talked about some of the profile of the roster, and they knew I was probably not the right guy to bring here if it wasn't a hungry, open, moldable, attentive roster. Because I don't know coaches that can teach that. If you don't have that, yeah, of course you can work. No one's their finished product, but like you need a level of hunger. I watched the NBA last night. I see, guys from my hometown, Brunson. These guys, they're hungry. Yeah, you can coach that. So yes, it's really important for any team to gain success and then have a chance of sustaining success. So yeah, it's really important, and we have those ingredients here.
Last on the game, you saw Rafa kind of maybe have his most pure striker moment in Burgundy so far with that goal.
You mean Hafa?
Hafa, sorry. I'm getting better at it.
Hafa.
But what does something like that do for his confidence and maybe the attack as a whole to sort of get just like a pure class goal like that?
Come on, for a striker, it's so important that he can score the penalties, which are never easy. He's a scrapper, feisty striker, gets one in San Jose, that's a loose ball. And now to show his quality, we get to see it every week. His teammates know how good he can be around the goal. But for him to take the ball the way he does, one, beat a player, create a little space for himself, and to hook it into the upper corner like this, yeah, his dad's in town, means a little extra, something special for him. It's good for his confidence, and I hope that gives him even more confidence to take people on, shoot the ball, hold. It'll have a trickle down effect on his hold up play that he's been working hard at, bringing guys into the pitch. So yeah, it's good for him. He works hard at it. He earned it and deserves it.
I know how much you love the injury questions, but just how is Georgie coming along? Is he gonna maybe play this week? And then Connor and Jonathan Lewis as well. They look good in training today.
Yeah, they all look good in training today. And it's one of those things with Georgie. It's not that how does he get through the training? It's now after. How does it recuperate? Does it linger around? Does it need more time? And now we'll also take a closer look at Connor and Johnny too, because they put a lot into the training today. So hopefully they're all in training tomorrow and they're all available. Well, Georgie for the weekend, and those guys, we got to trust the medical team and see what the real minutes look like. Connor and Johnny, for the first time tomorrow, should be on the big spaces, and which will also be telling. But you can see that all three of those guys, when they're in it, the quality that they have, they really help that part along.
And then this weekend you got San Jose. They just came off a huge win at LAFC, and they got a new DP number 10 as well. Just how do you change the approach? What is the challenge like? Is it any different than it was last time you played them?
The approach won't be different. We were very, very aware of how good they can be, so we're not surprised that result. They're gonna win a lot of games this year. I think they're gonna win a bunch of games because they're dynamic in attack. They have weapons up the pitch. They're organized and well coached. The team fights. They're very, very good on set pieces. So imagine the approach will be with urgency again, with a lot of respect, and I won't have to convince our players that that's a good team. We went to their building and we won the game. We could have been finished in the first half. In certain moments they were dangerous in transition. They hit the post a few times on the night. So yeah, we get big credit for going there to get the result, but that's a good team. So we'll prepare as normal and reset it, knowing I don't know if any team can do it, but we cannot let anything slip in our bodies, in our minds, in our preparation. So we will work hard over these next days to get the guys ready physically and mentally.